Hi guys. We're here. We're back again. How's it going? I miss you guys. It was what, a whole 4 hours? You diehard GPC girls. I love it. So welcome back to the glitter pit. We're going to do the, what is this kit called? The Calm and Bright. Yes. I bought 3 kits like I told you guys before. Am I already frozen? Why am I frozen on my screen? The internet is so crazy today, guys. This was happening to my team last week too. So I cannot see any comments and I cannot see my screen moving. So I'm hoping that everything is a go. I don't know what's happening, but I do have one that's already open over here. So I'm going to open this one and dig into it. Hopefully you guys got your kit, whatever you're working on, right? The kits are amazing. I love the kits because no thinking process is involved. Everything is done for you. I love that. So all I have to do is just sit down and put the cards together. I mean, so this is what I guess my strategy when I'm doing a kit. I usually do the first one of whatever the project is, and then I have that as my template. So I did them. Richard did my paper pumpkin or his paper pumpkin or whatever. He did the paper pumpkin, and then I was tackling this kit because we had this kit at the $1 Million Retreat. They gave it to us for our Santa workshop for the nighttime stamping. I heard my phone was ringing. Live, right? I should run over to my computer and see. So, everybody that was putting this kit together, they were saying it's very little tiny pieces, a lot. So I'm just taking the wrapper off of this here. So I said, well, I'm going to do that one at home. And then I'll just make the nutcracker tags. Look at these cute little embellishments. They're pink and white. I love them. I'm going to go look at my computer in my room to make sure I'm live before I put this kit together and the live isn't filming. Okay. It's saying my bit rate is low, which is weird because I do a RTMP direct link, so I don't know. But my screen is frozen. So I'm hoping it's not with you guys. And again, I can't see my phone. It's not connecting to my Facebook or anything. It's saying the Wi-Fi is not on. So I can't connect to anything. Should we try to go out and come back in? I don't know. It's saying I'm still live. Let me get everything out here. Just give it a couple minutes and then we'll make a decision here if we want to go back in, go back out, whatever. Now, I do have the stamp set already on blocks because, like I said, I already made these cards. So I'm just going to keep the... Oh, there I am. Okay, I show my hands are moving. All right, so I already have the stamps on blocks over here on the right-hand side, so I'm not going to use this stamp set. And I also got my Lost Lagoon ink pad out. So I'm not going to use this one. I've already got my full size out. So I am like adjusting to what I have. And then I'm using my own blocks. I am using the thread. And then I won't be using the glue dots much tonight. I'm just going to use Stampin' Dimensionals and the mini dimensionals in my packet. These glue dots are nice, especially for like, well, maybe I will be using them with the thread when I tie my bows and stuff. All right, so in this kit, you're going to get 9 cards. And what I also use is this cardboard for stamping. I did do that upstairs when I was putting this kit together the first time. So you're going to have 9 cards. So we're just going to go ahead and fold all our cards. Well, I'm going to fold all my cards. Tell me what kit you guys are using or making tonight. If you guys are stamping. Even though I can't see the comments, I'll go back and look at the live comments once I get over there. My husband's already left for work, so it's like I can't recruit him to come down here. So these envelopes are really nice. They feel like they're textured, and then they're lined. Can you see with the little like snowflakes, stars? Very cute. So 9 envelopes for those. We'll set those aside. And then you have these cards, which are with the little pieces that are for your layering of your front of your cards. Just know that there's 3 cards in this bunch, and they're going like vertical. They open up like this. So you have 6 horizontal, and then 1 that goes like this for 3 of them. Okay, so set those aside. We don't want to stamp on those yet. And then I also found that punching all the pieces out makes it go a little bit faster too. And then also you do have the directions, but I'm skipping that tonight because I've already done it. So we're going to do a fast pass way through all this. There's some more glue dots. Okay, so let me show you these cards up close. They're so elegant and beautiful. Lots of little pieces, but I feel like that's what makes it. And there's 3 of each design. So pretty. Very Christmassy. Calm and bright card kit from Stampin' Up. All right, and then there's 2 sheets of like this. Can you see it? It's kind of like shimmer, but it's not glittery at all. So these are your leaves and your trees. And then you have all your little pieces here that we're going to punch out. We got it divided with tissue paper. So let me move the cards. I'm just going to keep one out for my sample. The one that we'll make first. Okay? And then I'll put all the other ones aside. But we're going to punch out all the pieces. At least that's what I'm going to do. And make little piles. Have you ever watched Stampin' Up put one of these kits together? That's what they do too. I feel like that's the easiest way. All right, so all these trees and the large trees go together. So on the first card we're going to do. So you have different shades of like the aqua colors or the Lost Lagoon colors. And then this looks like it's either, what is it? Bubble bath or, yeah, bubble bath or pretty in pink. Don't want to rip them out too fast because you don't want to tear them apart. Because there are extras. I will show you all the extras that we'll have left over. I barely had enough twine for my last set. So I'm going to do something different tonight with my kit. So I won't waste so much of my linen thread here. I wish I could see your comments, guys. Ugh. I don't know what is going on, but I feel like yesterday our Ring camera on our house has been out. Laura, was that yesterday, Laura, when you came over? Monday. It was Monday it was out. And then, yeah, today it's been like crazy with the internet, so I can't see any comments. right, so these leaves go with the, I think it's the house one. Let me make sure. Yes. The From Our House to Yours. And the flower one goes with Sharing Joy card. And you got 2 shades of the pink. So I'm just making the piles. Get the messy part out of the way, right? Then these cute little ornaments are for the Sharing Joy. So how's everybody's week going? This one is, let me see, I think this is for that one too. Yeah, Sharing Joy. Every once in a while, Richard's got to work nights, and it's just random. Whenever the big guy says, you know, we got to work a couple nights, they're putting in new cameras, I guess, at the airport. He's a subcontractor down there at the Detroit airport. So they're putting in this, well, they had the clear, you know, the system where you can go in. This one is From Our House, I think. From Our Home is the deer. So they're putting in new cameras in the clear department for the, like, TSA kind of thing. So they need to do that when everybody's not there. Because believe it or not, the airport does close down for a little bit. I mean, there's still flights maybe coming in. What does this one go to? This one goes to the first one, I think. These are very delicate. These little things right here, look at how, like, thin they are. I do got my popcorn jammy bottoms on. For everybody that went to the retreat, if you're watching, do you have yours on? I was going to bring some popcorn down, but we just ate dinner right before he left, so I'm not kind of hungry at all. I do got my water, though. All right, now we need our tags. I'm trying to think, where do those go? It's like a light shade of soft seafoam, maybe. All right, and then we got our trees. I tried to get online with all my other iPads too, because I thought, well, maybe I'll bring one of my iPads down instead of the cell phone. And none of them are connecting. It's so weird. This one is for the Sharing Joy card. This is the most time-consuming part, is getting everything out of the punches, you know. Then this one, I think, is the house one. Isn't it weird stamping with me twice in a day? It's weird for me, too. Okay, so those are done. All right, and then I think I'm just going to keep these together as we go. Those are the things we got to stamp on. All right, so we're going to make this card first. All is calm, all is bright. Oh, that's the one that goes with the trees, the deer. Sorry. Got to move the deers over here. The deers go over here. Yep. So let's go with that one. And the cards are going this way. My bone folder. Is it kind of like when you watch somebody stamp, it makes you want to stamp? Kind of like when you're watching the Home and Garden television and they're like remodeling their house and then they're like, oh, I feel like I want to go remodel my house. Is it making you feel like that? All right, now these pieces here, the smaller of these two, so you can see the different sizes. This is the one we want for this card. And they're kind of embossed on the edges. It's really pretty. Should be 3. Yes. We're going to stamp with the Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to stamp right in the center of these layers here. And I'm going to do a double row pass right in the center. Now the one thing with this stamp is you want to tap lightly in the ink because these are actually little stars. And if you over ink it, it's going to look like a blob. But I did turn over a couple on my last kit. So tap, 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 light, and then you're going to lightly press right across the center. I'll show you this up close. And I kept saying it when I was stamping. Stamp light, stamp light, stamp light. All right, now I'm just going to go back and I'm going to do another row because I really like that inking showing from the front of the card. We're going to do all 3 pieces that way. Lightly tap. Lightly tap. Because you do want them to look like stars. Okay. Can you see it a little bit? Let me pull that up. Oh, maybe not so much. Just little tiny, tiny stars. Tap, tap. And then we're going to grab the base cards and we're going to stamp down the center of that. And I'm going to do a double row of that too. Lightly tapping. You really don't have to stamp on the inside because that layer is going to be there. So I'm just going to kind of stamp it like that. I'm going to do 3 of them. Lightly stamp. Tap, tap, tap. The first kit, I made it exactly with everything in the kit. And it was a little hard because my take your pick tool and my, what else? Oh, my liquid glue. I didn't go downstairs and get that. I just used exactly what they gave me in the kit, and it's doable. But when you've been stamping for a long time, you know how you get used to using your take your pick tool, especially for the little embellishments. I just used my fingernail. It wasn't very graceful, but did get it done. Okay, so we got our stamping done. Now let me get my chamois over here. Cleaning that off. Okay. All right, now we're just going to focus on the little piece. We're going to build our trees up. And I'm going to use dimensionals or the mini dimensionals for everything. I felt like that would make it go a lot faster. So you're going to use your largest tree. I'm going to actually use my other dimensionals for the bigger trees. So this big, tall Lost Lagoon tree. Just going to put a dimensional on that. And we're just going to put it right in the middle of this panel. Towards the bottom, let me see. Maybe put it towards the bottom this way. And then you can start building your, I'm going to put my, which ones do I put on the sides here? Where's my sample? There it is. All right, so the pink ones go on next. The light one and the darker one. Again, I'm going to use my dimensionals. So the lighter tree is going to go over here. One on either side of the Lost Lagoon. And then we're going to put the white white tree. Now there is a front and a back, so make sure you're noticing the shimmery part's going to be the front. I want to see, there's a bigger one and a smaller one. There we go. This one is a smaller one. All right, so a big one and a small one. So I'm going to put the bigger one over here. Kind of tucking them behind each of the trees, I think. Put down a little bit more. Right there. And this one's going to go on the other side. Okay. And then the lighter shade of Lost Lagoon, the two shades. Mini dimensionals, I think, for those. They're getting a little bit smaller. Those are going to be on the ends. Okay, so this one's over here. So pretty. Do you want me to zoom in a little bit, maybe? Go over here. Very pretty. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better instead of all the messy mess. Is it better? So pretty. Look at the shimmery trees on there. It's gorgeous. All right, now we're going to stamp on our tags here, I think. Let me make sure. I think the longer tags go on the other one. I think this is the tag we want for this one right here, right? Let me double check on the other cards. No, it's not. It's these ones right here. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to stamp all is calm, all is bright. Now this is where this mat comes in handy because I put this on here and I can stamp it. I can see it a little bit better instead of on the grid paper. And you're going to stamp it over to the left because the deer is going to be on the end up on the right hand side. Photopolymer stamp set makes it easy to stamp, thank goodness. There's no way I could have stamped this with the red rubber. So we're stamping all 3 of those. Okay. All right, and then we're going to put dimensionals on both ends. It's going to layer across the tree. So one in the center and one on both ends of the banners. Make sure you get it in the center. Okay, so all is calm. All is bright. I feel like that's hanging over there a little bit. I don't want it there. Okay. This is just going to go across the trees. And then we're going to take our little twigs here. Liquid glue is going to be great for this. See if I got glue in here. A little bit. You're just going to tuck it underneath that greeting on one end here. So you're just going to tuck that under here. These are very delicate. Slide it underneath that greeting. There's going to be a little bit of stuff over that, but at least it's hanging down. And then the deer, I also use the liquid glue. You could use the glue dots. I'm going to put the liquid glue at the top of the back on the deer, because he's going to sit right at the end of the sign or the greeting. And then the ornament. All right, here's what I did for the ornaments. So you're going to need one for each. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp them all right now, so they'll be done. But in the stamp set, there's a few different things. I think there's a star. Actually, where is my stamp? I'll tell you what it is. Because I did stamp one of the stars, and it was a blob. There's a little Christmas tree, a star, actually 2 different stars, actually 3 different types of stars. So I used just the snowflake. That one always turned out great for me. Again, tap, tap, tap. Stamp it in the middle of the ornament. It turns out really good. Every time. So I went on the safer side and went with the snowflake, because there's only so many of those little ornaments, and if I mess up on double-sided, you know what I mean? Then you're not going to have an ornament. You don't want that. All right, so I think I did all the stamping for all the cards, so we're good with that. All right, now we can just go ahead and put, I don't want to lose all my tags. We're going to put our bow on our ornament. So, and then another thing, you know how to uncurl your twine or your linen thread or your baker's twine, is just take your nail and drag it a couple times and it will straighten it out so you can tie it a little bit better. So let me just tie a bow. The bow's kind of got to be small, so it will be big, but then just, you know, shrink it down. When it's somewhat little, let me get my scissors. Okay, and then I'm going to glue the top of the ornament with liquid glue, and I'm just going to set my bow into the ornament. I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute. And I'm going to tie my other bows, so the other 2 will go together a little bit faster. We'll have that done. It's so quiet down here in the basement. Get my other ornament. I think you can do glue dots. I think that's what I did. Oh, I did, because I didn't have my liquid glue last time we did the kits, which I think was Sunday. This is why I was like, oh, I wish I had my liquid glue. All these pieces that makes the card. So don't skip it. I don't think you should. It makes it so cute and delicate. All right, so now we can set them right there. All right, but we do got to put one on the card. So let me get my mini dimensional. I'm going to put it towards the middle, I guess. And then we're just going to set this right in the center of those branches. There's the first layer for the first card. Grab our base. This is going to go right in the center with dimensionals. Beautiful. I love it. love it, this kit. That's why Richard was putting together the paper pumpkin, because he's like, those pieces are way too little. All right, make sure the card's opening up right, and then you're just going to set that in the center. So the reason you're stamping in the center is so it kind of ties in with the front of the card. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. All right, let's make our other two really quick. I say that like it's fast, but it's not. All right, but we do got all our stamping done, so, and we know the routine of everything, right? So maybe I could just go ahead and put all our dimensionals on and maybe make both of our pieces at the same time, right? Hold on, where's my other piece? There it is. I'll do two at the same time. Got our trees. And the pink trees go on next. All right, let's put a couple of these on here. The tall one goes right in the center. And then the pink one goes on either side, the light or the darker shade, pink. Let me see which one this one is. Is this the darker one? I think that's the darker one. Yeah, it is. So either side, and then the frosty white tree. And there's a large one and a small one, so make sure you get one of each. So this is the large one. Small one. And then the lighter shade. Mini dimensionals for this one. Darker one. Okay, let's do these trees on this one now. Shimmery white. So subtle. Oh, that's the wrong side. Don't do that. Right. That dimensional is too far over. I can see it. There we go. All right. There, and then the green ones. Pretty easy, huh? But so pretty. Okay, and then our greeting goes across the bottom center-ish. Okay, so all is calm, all is bright. These dimensionals that come in the kits, they are different, aren't they, than what we sell? I kind of like them. They're like thicker, don't you think? Remember, you're stamping over to the left on this one for that deer to be added, which we're going to do right now. So little bit of glue at the top of his back. That's what sticks onto that greeting there. Lots of dimensional backings everywhere. That's what helped upstairs when I was using this board, because all my dimensionals were on that instead of on the floor. Okay, then we put on our branches. A little bit of liquid glue. And then you're tucking it under the greeting. And it's okay if it hangs over because it's actually going on the bigger size card. No worries. There is a front and a back. I'm putting the white side facing out. It's more like a woodish color. Remember those elements we used to sell with the berries? It kind of looks like that on the back. It's just a light tan color. Okay, and then now that we got our ornaments stamped and ready to go, and they should be dry. Oh, it shouldn't be stuck to my board here. Hold on. It's all right. Just peel that off. Nobody will know except for you guys. And then that goes between those branches. So pretty. Then this one. That one didn't stick very bad. Mini dimensional. Okay. And then we're going to use large dimensionals and put these on the full-size card, one in each corner of the layer. See, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it is embossed on the edge. Oh yeah, you can see that. It's just very detailed card. Probably one of the most detailed ones that I've made in the kits. Pretty, pretty. There's two. Where are we putting these? Over here. All right, and then this one. Dimensionals. Very nice. See how it just kind of flows? Oh, that's upside down. Hold on. Good thing I didn't press that down. But I like the way it flows. Pay attention, Dawn. I like the way it flows from the layer to the card. That stamping, you know, like right in the center there. I like that. Very pretty. All right, so 3 cards down. 6 to go. Cleaning off my little thing here. Let's see this one. Okay, so this is the one we just did. All right, now we're going to do this Sharing Joy one with the ornament. This one right here. Very pretty. It looks very, very detailed. All right, now this card is the one, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes, this is the one that's opening up vertical. So we're going to stamp these along both sides on all 3 cards. Making sure here. Yes. All right. Let me get my Lost Lagoon again. So we're going to stamp along the sides with that background. Remember, tap, tap, tap. And lightly press down the sides. Press lightly down both sides. Making sure, yep. Okay, lightly press or you'll have a blob. You can still fix it. You could just turn it to the back side and put another piece of basic white over it if you do mess up. And your stars look like blobs. I feel like this is the front here. Lightly stamp. Okay, 3 cards down. All right, now we get to use the little notepad layers for this. And for these, let me punch these out here. Everything's not punched out. Why is that punching out? That one is not coming out very good. There we go. Where's my other one at? There it is. All right, so for this one, we're gonna stamp in the center, low. Not center, center low. Because we have our hanging ornaments here, so I still want that to show. That Lost Lagoon. Stamping it across the center. Oh, we got a stem stamp. All right, then we need these tabs here. We need 3 of these. And we're gonna stamp Sharing Joy. Putting it on there straighter than what I did. All right. So again, I'm gonna bring this mat over here. So I'm gonna stamp this. Now you're gonna stamp this fairly low on that tag. Sending Joy, right about there. And then anything above that is what we're going to be building on. So that's why we want to stamp it kind of low. Okay. Is that it? Oh, we got to do our ornaments again. I think there is a tag like this. Oh, my screen is frozen up again. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to continue so you can at least watch the replay. I'm going to do the ornaments on this one again with the snowflake stamping, and we'll just build those ornaments first and let them dry with the bow. Snowflake for these are my favorite just because they're cute. All right, I think that's all the stamping for this one now. Let me build my bows and my glue. Try not to get the glue more on the cardboard. Get it on the ornament. Right? Right. All right. Sorry about the freezing of my screen. It's something with the connection or something, but I don't know. Maybe this is a busy time of day too for me to be doing a live. I don't know. Okay, put my bow on the ornament. Oh, we gotta wrap the twine around the base too on this one. I think it said in the directions to cut 31 inches, and I'm like, is there gonna be any left? I mean, you gotta do this to 3 cards, and then you still gotta make the last card. So I'm just gonna do it not 31 inches. I'm just going to do something different. I'll still wrap it. I'm just not cutting it ahead of time. Come on, stay on there. There we go. One more. This will speed it up once everything's dry and ready to go. Okay. Ornaments. Check. All right, now to build our little frame here, we're going to put on our Lost Lagoon. Now, when I was doing this, now I think there is one that doesn't go right, but I want the leaves to go, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just put our glue on our Lost Lagoon little sprigs here, right above Sharing Joy. Sorry, my frame is still frozen up too. Then you're going to take the leaves, the shimmery leaves. We're going to attach this above the Lost Lagoon. There. Put one on the other side. And then you're going to build your flower. The pink flower goes on top. The baby pink, I'm sorry. I mean, the lighter pink goes on the darker pink. And you're going to offset it. And then put a dimensional, mini dimensional. Hold on, where's my mini dimensionals? Are there? Mini dimensional on the back of the flower. And then press this right in the center of our leaves. I probably, nope. And then take those embellishments. They're in a little baggie here. I'm going to put white, 3 little white embellishments in the center of the flower. Right here. This would have been really helpful when I was doing the first one with my take your pick tool. Me doing my fingernail with this, not pretty. But they still turned out good. Okay, so there's our layer. Now we're going to take our ornament, and these are together, so it makes it pretty easy. I'm just going to put liquid glue at the top. And then we're going to glue this to the back side of our little layer here. Isn't that pretty? And then flip it over, dimensionals. Dimensionals securing everything together. Put 3 of them on there. All right, now before we go any further, I got to wrap this twine around these bases here first. So what I did, now you're going to kind of eyeball where you're going to be putting this embellishment here, this layer. So about center, I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal. Just going to put a little bit in the center there, and I'm just going to wrap it twice around my card. Wrap the linen thread around it twice. Right about there. Okay. Nobody's going to see that center. I promise. We're going to layer our little notepad, our little notepad layer. Dimensionals. And then we're going to put this onto that. And your pink ornament will hang off a little bit. But you still see your stamped image there. So pretty. And then take off your dimensionals and put it on the base. I want to be able to see the 2 layers of the linen thread, so making sure the card's opening up right. Put that right in the center. So pretty. I love it so much. All right, let me put that one over here. Now we can build these other ones here. Exact same way. Put our Lost Lagoon leaves on. The top. I think I used the glue dots on the first one. It works. That's the thing. Use whatever you like, right? What makes you happy. Pretty. Put our ornament on. This goes right on the back. Glue that down. And then put a couple dimensionals securing all those layers together. And then we'll build our flower, light over dark. Sorry guys, I don't know what's happening. Okay, let me glue these 2 together too while we're at it. So pretty. All right, mini dimensional on the back of the flower. This is going to go right in the center of our leaves. And then put our embellishments, the white, 3 of them, in the center. Oh, I didn't put my bow on the last one, did I? Hold on. One moment. We got to put our bow on, our Christmas ornament with our bow. All that work, we want to put it on there. They just like have it hanging over here off of the branch. There. Now that one is done. That was the first one. Forgot to put the ornament on. We can't forget that. It's all about the details. Right? Put this one on here. All right, now we can put this onto our layer. Again, my pink ornament will hang off a little bit. So pretty. That little shimmer just really is something. All right, let's add our twine again. Not 31 inches. I can almost tell you it's not 31 inches. Just enough to wrap it around twice is all I did. And I just put a little bit of the Stampin' Seal in the center because it's going to get covered up anyway. So, all is good. And then I'm going to adjust my twine up here. So I see that definition of the 2 layers of the twine here on the card. A little bit tighter. All right, and then you're going to put dimensionals on the back of your layer. This is going to go right in the center, actually making sure my card is opening right. Right. There's the card number 2. So pretty. All right. Here we go. Last one. let's do it a little bit different. Let's add the ornaments first. Behind a layer. And then do our sprigs. Devette would love this kit. So pretty. Then the leaves. Shiny side up. Yep, shiny side. Okay. Flowers already glued together. Glue that down over the center. Add our 3 embellishments. Are you guys still there? Between the buffering and everything else, I wouldn't blame you if you did leave, but hopefully you still are there. We're going to add dimensionals to the back. And to the back of this. I feel like the first one is you're getting in your groove, you know? And then it's like second, and by the third one, you're like whipping them out, right? For real. You're a pro. This is where I stamped it lower, remember? So you could see the stamped of the little the stars. All right, now we're going to add some more linen thread to the center. I'm definitely going to have more linen thread left over with this one. I'll show you how much I had left the first kit. I think I must have read it wrong. I must have. Look, don't. See, I need a ribbon retainer on this linen thread. It just rolled across the floor. Isn't that great? Don't we love that? Hold on, come here. Oh my gosh. Look, this is what a ribbon retainer stops to do, but not for this little bolt of twine. But that really is why the ribbon retainers are so amazing. They stay put where you put it too. All right. So remember, we're not worrying about the inside center of that part here. We want to cover that up with the layer anyway, so we just want to secure that down. All right. Then put this on the center. Oh, got stuck to that. Let me get my ornament with the mini. So I'm going to stick this up here. And there's our third card. All done. So pretty. I love it. All right. One more to go. All right, so this was my sample. Very pretty. All right, now this one. This one's actually pretty easy too. Now this card opens up like this. Okay, let me get my bone folder and reinforce these so we can stamp on these too. Isn't it nice, the bone folder? All right, and then this one is larger than the last one. Remember, we did the first one? So this one is more of a front layer, and it looks like it's kind of like beveled on the edges. So this one, we're gonna stamp the cards, again, with the Lost Lagoon and the star stamp background. Tap, 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 press slightly. We're going to stamp across the center. I'm going to actually do a double row again because I like that showing. On the bases. Double row. Lightly tap. Tap, tap. Lightly press. Double row. I don't know if it's a double row, but I like it. Okay, now the layer we're going to stamp towards the top across the center. Because this is like a starry night above the house. And I think I did do a double row of that. Okay, there's that one. Where's the other ones? They're there. Almost done, guys. Definitely faster this time around. Right this side. Top center. Yep, this side. Okay, now we're going to wrap our twine around this. Now this one is kind of like, I want it to show the linen thread above the greeting, but then it shows through the house. So I guess it's just like whatever you really want to do, but I mean, the whole idea is to put it there so you can see it, but maybe we should go lower. I don't know. I feel like I don't want it to show with the house. So let's try one. Oh wait, we got to do ornaments again. This one I did do 2 ornaments and then I did a tag because I ran out of the ornaments. But you could do more tags on the cards too if you wanted, all right? So let's stamp our snowflake again. Center. This ink does smear. So you gotta let it set to dry for just a couple seconds. I think it's the type of paper it is. Okay, just be aware of that. All right, and then we're gonna tie, oh wait, we gotta stamp our greeting too. So let me tie my bows. Oh, I'm getting kind of low on my linen thread. But at least it's a little layer that we gotta wrap. Oh, didn't allow enough. And this kit is currently sold out or currently unavailable. So that means they might, I think that means they're bringing it back. I hope so, because it's beautiful. Okay, let's put glue on our ornament. The top, a little bit. Ooh, it's got on my nail. The top. Bow. Bow. Just need a little bit of liquid glue. Or use your glue dot. Where's my other bow? Right here. Then we can let that set to dry a little bit. All right, now we got to stamp our Merry Christmas. These are going to be on here. 3 of those. I think that's done. They give you extra. You can see there. So we're going to stamp Merry Christmas. And on this one, you're going to stamp it kind of high. Excuse me, you're going to stamp it kind of high because we're going to attach the From Our House to Yours with this little banner here below it. So, let's see here, stamping it high. High and center. Pretty good. Thankful for photopolymer. High and center. Very good. High and center. Very good. All right. Then we're going to stamp our, these ones are the light shade of blue. I believe it looks like it anyway. It's not white. It's a tad bit. Where did that other one go? Hold on. There it is. So make sure you're stamping on the right side. And then this one says, From Our House to Yours. So I'm going to have to kind of stamp this kind of cockeyed here. In the center. Oh, I hope I did that right. Good enough. Whew. You know, it's like once it goes down, there's no stopping it. Right? You got to go with it. Or you're going to flip it over. And I don't want to flip it over because it's white. Not that that's a bad thing. But that looks pretty good. All right, now we're going to use, I think I'm going to put this on with liquid glue. Right along the top edge of this banner. We're going to glue this right below that Merry Christmas. You might want to move it over a little bit. Liquid glue is very forgiving. Kind of centering it. Right there looks pretty good. Like that. I'm going to put dimensionals on that in a minute. Top edge, liquid glue. Whoop. I'm trying to be careful not to touch the ink too because it's still wet. Scoot it down right there. That looks good. Kind of making it center. Yep, that looks good. Now this one. So then that can set up to dry a little bit. Very nice. All right, those are done. All right, now let's wrap our twine around the layer. Let me close up the ink pad before I create a mess. All right, we're gonna wrap this, I'm gonna wrap this towards the bottom. Remember we said we're gonna do a little bit different, but still in the center because the greeting's gonna go here. So I'm gonna put my linen thread right here. So I'm gonna put my little adhesive to grab it right there in the center. And then just wrap it towards the bottom so it won't interfere with my house. Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. All right. Do the same thing with this one. I think that's going to be what I want. Just eyeballing it. A lot of this at the bottom is going to get covered up. So you have some play in it, you know? I'm definitely going to have more thread than what I did last time. I had like an inch, not even, left. I was like, whoa, that's really cutting it close. And I did all the bows. But I think on the measurements, it said 31 inches for that one card. Could have misread it. All right, look how much I got left. I got a lot. Look what I had left. That's all I had left of my first one. That wouldn't have been like this much. That's terrible. All right, let's put our dimensionals on our greetings. Right. Get those done. I think I just put them on the ends because a lot of stuff's getting tucked up underneath there. The house, the leaves, you know, all that good stuff. I definitely want to center it over where I put my adhesive, you know, for my linen thread here. Oh, we want to go at the bottom? Ooh. See, I don't really see it there. I guess I do, but not really. Hold on a minute. Oh, my bow. Okay, let's see here. Maybe go up above it a little bit. That looks pretty good. You can still see it here a little bit. Not really what I wanted, but it will do. You can still see it. I think that looks good. Dimensional backings everywhere. Wow, we've only been on for like an hour and 15 minutes. Probably feels like forever. All right, those look pretty good. Right now we take our house, a little pink house, put one dimensional on there, and you're going to tuck that underneath like that. Aww, so cute. Last house, and I just dropped it. All right. I think this was actually the first card. All right, now we're gonna do our leaves. Shiny side up, remember. These are gonna get tucked up underneath from our house to yours, right over here. Oh, stuck to my glue, my little ornament. I'm just gluing the ends and letting the branch kind of just hang there. I like it the way it's not actually all glued down. Just like hanging there very delicately. Oh, that's the wrong side. Do all our branches. And then we'll do our mistletoe leaves. At least I think that's what those are. Yep, you're going to do 2 of the leaves in the same area. So it's going to be like crisscrossy. Crisscrossy. Let's see here. We'll put this one over here. And I think they're all the same size. Very cute. I hope my cameras get fixed or my internet. I don't know what it is. Okay, then we're going to take our ornament with our bow. Put a dimensional on that. That's going to kind of hang over here. Another dimensional. Hanging over here. Where's the other one? This is more the tag. Still cute. This is going to go over here. All right, and then we can add our pink berries. Oh, that house kind of moved. Let me see if I can, I think it just said to do the one-dimensional. All right, so 3 berries, you know, like the holly berries on the mistletoe, kind of, sort of, over here. It looks like it's up onto that sign a little bit, so maybe we can bring it down here a little bit. That. We have extra of these. See, this one is not going to be that way, so I'm just going to put them right on the leaves. There is no right or wrong. Just put them in a cluster of 3, right? Okay, so there's our card. Merry Christmas from our house to yours. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back and then put them on the cards. I think this one was the easiest, don't you think? Maybe that's why it was card number 1. Not that they're hard. All of these cards are easy. It's just very little pieces, you know? I will be using the edges. Don't worry. I'm not wasting anything. It's just for time's sake. I'm just easier pulling these dots off. Let me put one in the center because this is a bigger layer. Okay. Let me peel them all off. It's like a dimensional shower everywhere. But man, I am so glad now I got 2 of the kits done. Now I'm ready. Well, I will be. I'll do one more kit and then I'll be good. That will give me what? 27 cards. That's good. All right, so on our card, remember our card is going to open up like this. So then, oh. This is going to go right onto the front of our card. That house, I feel like, needs another dimensional. Let me see what I can do here. Hold on. One moment, please. Let me see what I can do. Maybe put one here. You gotta be really strategic on where you put them at, because you got windows everywhere. I think it doesn't show. That's good. All right, so tuck that under a little bit there. Much better. Very pretty. Making sure the card is opening right. This one, oh yeah, this one seems to move too, so let me just replace it. Can you guys leave me in the comment below, in the description, if you made this kit with me tonight? I'd really like to know if you guys made it with me tonight. Isn't it pretty? Ooh, I love that shimmer there with the leaves. I will fix this house later. I won't keep you very much longer. So, so nice. Oh, and of course my screen freezes up. Sorry again. All right, let me clean this off a little bit and I'll bring them all in. All 9. Where's my waste paper basket? Scoot, scoot, scoot over. All right, here's all of these. So beautiful. Remember, you got the matching, or not really matching, but the soft envelopes too. Looks so pretty. Almost like a basic beige, maybe. All right, so you got those. And you got these. It is a gorgeous kit. I love it. Beautiful. And then these 3 right here. So sorry about the buffering, guys, and the freezing. I don't know. I'm hoping it fixes itself. I know we've been having some crazy weather here in Michigan. I mean, actually some flooded areas. Pretty bad. So hopefully you guys made it to the end. It didn't take as long as I thought it would. I mean, we're at 125. I mean, still a longer side of the video, but so worth it with all these beautiful cards, right? All right, guys, thank you all. And I'm so sorry I couldn't see my comments. It just, you know, somebody's telling me maybe they didn't want me to go live today. I don't know. They just need to straighten up, right? Let me zoom back out. Am I zooming back out? I don't know what I'm doing. My screen is frozen over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign off. Nighty night. Oh, there we are. Nighty night, guys. Thank you all for joining me. If you're catching the replay, hopefully it's not buffering like it did on the live stream. But thank you all so much for joining me to make these Common Bright Christmas cards. They're all so beautiful. And hopefully you made them with me tonight. So you got something off your Christmas list, right? Also, if I could ask you a favor, that if you liked today's video or this afternoon's video, even with all the buffering, if you could please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, that would help so much. YouTube likes that, right? All right, guys, I will see you next week. Love you guys. Bye. Merry Christmas.